So hello everyone. So welcome to this demo session of Selenium. So uh, today we will discuss the agenda, what we are going to cover, and what is the extra stuff that we will gain from here. So before starting, I would love to give a little bit um, intro on about me. So I'm Chandan and I'm having more than 10 years of experience plus 2 years experience in architecting the framework and stuff. So currently I'm working as an test architect. It's been 13 years of experience in total, contributing towards the automation field in software industry. So I'm been actively involved in developing different framework using different automation tool. So I know about creating different type of framework like keyword-driven, hybrid, data-driven, TDD framework, BDD framework, and there are a lots. So apart from that, if I'll come to the tool parts, so I have worked with Selenium, Cucumber, Protractor, UFT, which is known as QTP, Test Complete, Ranorex, Sikuli, and there is also a lot of open source tool like JMeter, and I have also worked with a lot of build tool like Maven, TestNG, also a lot of CI tool, um, Hudson, and all these things. So overall, I will like to teach you guys whatever knowledge I'm having so that I want you guys to be independently able to architect and create framework by seeing the project. Okay, so that is what my goal is, and we will learn here and from scratch, and this course is designed for the people who do not have any knowledge in scripting or coding. So I will start from scratch. I will start from the basic step. So initially I will go very slow, okay, and once we will complete some 10 classes, I will increase the pace slowly, okay. So you will get simultaneous assignments for each and every class, and once the class is over, you have to work on those assignments so that you will have a hands-on on whatever I teach you on taught you in that particular day. And after that, once we'll go to the next class, you will not have any doubt. If you have any doubt, then we can first clarify your doubt in the same class end or before that class. If you're not able to ask doubt in the class, then you can offline schedule a one-on-one doubt clearing session on weekend, because weekend will not have any classes until unless it is not necessary. So we'll have all classes on weekdays. um, the class timing will be basically um, from morning or evening, so we will figure that out. So yeah, so we'll just learn, we'll just start, and you just figure out what else stuff you will gain at the end of the batch. So let's go ahead. So first I would like to talk about something about testing. Okay, what exactly testing is, and why it is very important for any software industry. So when I talk about any software product in this world, the main thing matters is it should provide quality service to the customer. So any software product, you take the example, okay? So the software product is designed to give some kind of service to some bunch of people or a particular targeted market or whole people, whoever staying in across the world, any country, any state, irrespective of anything. So the main part is it should provide a service. Okay, that is why software has been created. Now, if it have to provide a service, then that service have to be properly tested and it should provide a quality one, isn't it? So if the service is not a quality one, then it creates problem. People will start means not believing, not using that product, and they will just go to a different product whichever is providing proper quality. So every software company, whoever is trying to put up a product in market, they try to make that product more good, look wise, feel wise, using wise. So the quality have to be more proper. So to make the quality best, so the best way is to test the product thoroughly in terms of functional and non-functional testing on top of that product, and for that they need a testing team. Okay, so testing is the process in software development life cycle which comes after the development is over or during the development of a particular module or sprint, which if it gets over in case of agile methodology. So testing comes into picture in each and every software industry for each and every software product they are building. Now, testing we can broadly divide into two parts. One is functional, another one is non-functional. Let's understand what is functional testing for a software product and what is a non-functional testing for a software product. Let's take a live example, guys, here. Okay. So for example, okay, let's take the example of car. Okay. So when a company is manufacturing, let's take example of Mercedes. When Mercedes are manufacturing a car, so they are testing the car in several different ways. So there are different stuff that car should do and all this stuff. What are the functional part of the car? The functional part of the car is when once you start the engine, once you hit the gas, it should run, correct? So car should run. You should able to control the direction where the car is going. Mm, the car should be able to produce a sound which is known as the honk, so that if it is required, somebody is in front, you can honk them. So these are few functional stuff, right? In night, you should able to start the um, headlight on, or if it is fog, you should use the fog lighters. If the inside is more chilled, you should be able to start the heater inside the car, and so on. These are few functionalities. There are lots of functionalities. I'm just talking about a normal car. Okay. So when you are testing all these functionalities of that particular product, in our example, it is a car, it's known as functional testing. And there are some other things of the car, like this shape of car should be like this, the aerodynamics of the car should be like this, the color of the car should be good quality, and this thing should be attached here, that thing should be here, the mirror should be in position properly, and all this stuff goes to non-functional testing because it goes to the looks and feel of the car. Okay. um, Similarly, in a software product, it is also having two type of components which we need to test. One is the functional testing, another is known as the non-functional testing. Let's take an example of a small software. For example, um, our calculator. Okay, so calculator is a software, right? So if you see this, the functional parts are like you should be able to add numbers. 9 plus 2 equals to 11. You should be able to subtract numbers. 9 subtracts to 2, it results 7. You should be able to multiply numbers. 5 multiplied by 2 is 10, and so on. These are functional testing, you should able to clear the screen, you should able to go back, you should able to view scientific calculator, and we are in standard, you should able to programmer calculator, lot of things. Okay, these are all functional testing, goes under functional testing. Now non-functional testing are like the switch in non-regular calculator. There should be all this number of switches. It should represent 0 to 9 and having a decimal number. All the operation that we can perform equals to a C and C button, M R M S, M plus M minus button. All these things should be there. It should be aligned properly. The space between buttons should be this much, and so on. This goes and on and on. And let's say it's not a multi-threaded, but if it is, then so many users can use this simultaneously. Okay, so these are all non-functional testing. So non-functional testing, under non-functional, it's going performance testing to test the performance of the product. User experience, like the UI looks and feel, security of the product. So these are going under non-functional testing. Okay. Now functional testing, which we will focus on, is again divided into two parts, manual and automation. So earlier people used to do manual testing. So what they were doing, they were writing test case in Excel sheet that these are the scenarios, they're figuring out the functional points. Functional points means what? Functional points mean by seeing the design document, they will figure out and pick up each and every functionality that that particular product is capable of doing, and they will think that this particular functionality is worth testing. So that is one functional point. So they will pick up the functional point, they'll write a test case for that, they'll provide a set of data for that, and they will test it and manually write that in. They'll prepare a result sheet and they'll write this test case, tested this many times, and this many times it is pass and this many times it is fail. Okay, so this is manual way of doing functional testing. Now in late 90s or early 2000, the automation testing become widely popular in software industry. What it is doing is, whatever you are doing in manual testing, you can convert that testing to automation. Okay, so you can automate those stuff. So to automate those stuff, how to do that? Instead of writing test cases, now you started scripting test cases. Okay, so you use some kind of language or scripting stuff, and using that you write test case which will actually run automatically. So when I also saw this first time, I was literally astonished that, oh, software can run automatically. Means something can open a browser, it can automatically log in, and all these things. It was really amazing for me. Okay, so when I saw it first time, it was like a magic to me. Okay, so yeah, but it is possible by using a programming language, we can make the tool work automatically, and simultaneously we can make a listener which will be listening or observing that our performance is working fine or not. Okay, so when we started doing in that way, so it will start creating the result automatically, it will execute automatically, and this whole process is known as the automation testing. Okay, so we'll go a little deep into it. So this is, we'll focus on automation pillar of functional testing, and I will make sure that at the end of the batch, you guys are capable enough to automate any web application in any web browser. Means whatever browser generally we use, like Firefox or Chrome or IE. Mainly these three browsers people use across software industry. So you are able to automate that using Selenium WebDriver. And using Selenium, you should be able to create frameworks. Okay, so I will show you one example of creating framework as well. So let's go ahead and understand what are the common questions and why Selenium we will study. So what is the main reason we go for Selenium is in automation testing? Okay, so because of his lot of advantages over its disadvantages, or you can think of because of its lot of advantages on top of other tools disadvantages. Okay, so what exactly automation testing? Automation testing is the process of automating the manual scenarios by using test script. Okay, so that it will automatically run the functional test cases unhandled, unmanned, and it will yield the result. So this is known as the automation testing process. Now, what is the benefit of doing automation? There is a lot of benefit of doing automation. Let's understand that. Okay, for example, guys, for example, okay, for example, you have 500 test cases in your company, and your lead comes to you and says that, can you test all these 500 test cases? And you are the only resource. So let's take example to test all these 500 test cases manually. It will take you 20 days. So you told, yeah, I can test, but it will take me 20 days. But the lead told you that you have only 3 days time. Okay, it will actually take 20 days, but you have time only 3 days, which is definitely less than 20 days, right? So now in 3 days, how we will finish all these 500 test cases? Not possible. So you will go to lead and ask for more resources, correct? More resources. But immediately they can't hire resources as well. They don't have in bench, so they will say no resources, you just do this. So this is a kind of scenario where you cannot do anything. Okay, or neither the lead can. Okay, so even if you will work day night, you cannot finish this in 3 days. It will still take 10 to 11 days. Okay, so now to not to fall in such kind of scenario situation, so automation testing comes into picture. So out of 500 test case, let's assume that you can automate 450 test cases. So you might ask, why the 50 test case I cannot automate? Because there are some test case or some scenarios which cannot be automated. Okay, so let's say 450 test cases you automated, but yeah, 95% of the scenario you can automate. Okay, so 450 scenario you can automate, and you automate it. So let's say 450 scenarios are automated and 50 scenarios are not automated, and for these 50 scenarios you will take, let's say, 1 day to test. It is easy, correct? For this 50 scenario you can take 1 day to test manually, and for this 50 scenario it will actually take how many days, can you tell? So for this 450 scenario it will actually take 0 days, no days at all. Okay, so the reason behind that is, for this 450 scenario, you will not run this on the office timing, rather than you will run this scenario in the night timing. So there is no man hour involved, and it is offline will run this 450 test cases and it will yield the result for you. So all those test cases, all 500 test cases got executed in how many days? It got executed in 1 day. Understood? So this is the benefit of going behind automation testing. So tools available in market, there are a lot of tools. So let's talk about today's market. So I will talk about the tools that is getting popular in today's market. Number one, JMeter. Number two, UFT. Number three, um, Nightwatch.js. Okay, and there are some uh, JavaScript IO tool. Number five, Selenium. There are few other tools, Sahi, and Sahi is a tool. So there are some tools like this, so which are being used widely across industry. But Selenium has occupied more than 70% of the market. Okay, so that is why you should learn Selenium, or people are moving from other tools to Selenium. Okay, so let's discuss little history about the Selenium cells. Actually, Selenium was started by a guy named as Huggins in ThoughtWorks in year 2004. So he started this project as an internal project to ThoughtWorks. He used JavaScript engine. He used JavaScript to inject the script into the browser, and later on this project went big and they open sourced it and they worked on behind it, and it got released in 2005 as Selenium RC, Selenium Remote Control, and it was working a JavaScript engine to inject the JavaScript into the browser and making it run. So it was a huge success for ThoughtWorks. Later on, this project is moved to Huggins moved to Google, and he continued working behind this project. Um, uh, there are other people who are working in ThoughtWorks, which was uh, a advanced version of Selenium. That it is natively interacting with browser, so that is known as Selenium WebDriver. Not Selenium, it is known as WebDriver. These people are working in Selenium RC in Google after leaving ThoughtWorks, and in ThoughtWorks there was another tool they developed. It's known as WebDriver. So later on in 2008 end or 2009 starting, I think. So this both tools team got together and decided that they will merge both. So from there, Selenium 2.x started, and it is known as Selenium WebDriver. And today date, it is whatever happened is history. Okay, it revolutionized the complete testing world or in software industry. So this revolutionary product is helping millions and millions of people to it created millions of jobs. It did lot of good stuff. Okay, slowly it as it is open source, people started moving towards this tool as it is more easy to use rather than other tools. It is absolutely free. People are using this tool and it gained market. At that particular time, there is a tool known as Mercury, which is currently known as QTP or UFT. It was occupied almost 80-90% of the market, but due to Selenium's approach at the right time, and people are also moving to web world instead of desktop client application, so Selenium become more and more popular, and now today's date Selenium is holding 70% of the market. Okay, so this is the little history about the Selenium. And S- Selenium have different flavors. Okay, it started with Selenium RC, Selenium Grid, Selenium IDE, which is a recording tool, and the main and important thing is Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so we will see all these things, bits and pieces. So the benefit of using Selenium is it's open source, it supports multiple language. You can it works in Java, it works in PHP, it works in Ruby, Python, etc. Okay, now it also works in multiple platforms. It is platform independent. You can run it in Windows, you can use it in Linux, you can use it in iOS, anything. It works with multiple browsers. Okay, it can also help to automate web or mobile app. So it is flexible and extendable. So because of these benefits, Selenium is widely approached. You know the tool before this, which is Mercury QTP. Okay, I think you will be knowing the name QTP. So that tool was actually, first of all, it was not open source. You have to pay a huge chunk of money to HP to get license of that tool. It doesn't support multiple language. It only supports one scripting known as VB scripting. It doesn't support multiple platform. It is definitely not cross browser. It's mainly designed for desktop client application. So mobile app it doesn't support. So definitely it is not flexible. But still that occupied. So you can see how much benefit Selenium is providing on top of that time best tool, right? So yeah, so this project become widely available in market and people started using it. So that is the reason why people are moving to Selenium. So now let's understand the common question that people ask me. Okay, I like to answer those. Learning Selenium WebDriver with no coding or scripting or Java experience, is it possible? Yes. Is it easy? Or they will say it is not easy. What should I do? So don't worry, you are at the right place. The course is designed in such a way that first I will teach you Java. I'll teach you each and every concept, and we will build the base, and on top of it we will start learning Selenium. Okay, so obviously I will tell it will be not easy for you to start, but it is not difficult either. So whatever assignment we are giving, so you just do that, stick with the pace. Okay, you will find out after 10 to 15 classes you are able to code in Selenium. Okay, so first we will start coding in Java, slowly we'll go and slowly we'll code in Selenium as well. Okay, so is it challenging? I will say it is not difficult, but if you are well guided and um, you are following each and every step, it is easy to achieve. Just give couple of hours every day behind this after the class. Okay, after the class at least you should give 1 hour whatever I taught you in that class, and you will find yourself learning a lot of stuff. Okay, so if you are not able to find that hour, you can take out an hour in office, and anyhow you are doing something in work, so you can just 1 hour you can invest in your knowledge. Okay, so it is not for everyone, because people who are related to automation background who are willing to change their skills, because few people cannot study, and they are so much into that comfortable zone, they cannot come out. So the people who are interested and keen enough to go ahead and build their career and take their career in a proper path, so yeah, they will definitely succeed 100%, no doubt. Okay, so you are already crossed that step, so congratulations, and you came to learn Selenium, and so you will definitely gain a lot of stuff in automation field. Don't worry if you don't have any prior knowledge of automation. Okay, so start with this. How bright is the career? As I told you, Selenium occupies 70% of the market in today's date, and doesn't look like very soon it will go down. Okay, so very bright. Where should I start? You should start with learning Java. So now you can ask why Java, because of course Java is the best language in the world in today's date. Okay, um, I'll not say best, I will say rather most usable language and most used language in today's date. Okay, so everything is built on top of Java. All products, all devices are using Java. So if you learn Java, not only it will help you to code in Selenium, but also it will help you to in future if you want to be a developer in Java, it will help you out. Okay, so we'll start from there. So how much time it will take to get a job? So if I understand you guys are already in job, but if somebody is looking, then it will, I think after 1 month, I will recommend you to update the resume in the market. Start marketing after having 1-2 mock interviews that we will conduct. Okay. What is the salary range in this field? So that depends company to company. Currently in India market, I will tell the salary range in automation tester who are known as estate, who knows framework development and designing. The salary range is 20 to 30 lakhs. Okay, 20 lakhs starting at 18, 20 lakhs. So let's take average, it is 20 lakhs. Okay, so do's and don'ts, please do not stop learning every day. Whatever assignment is given or whatever I have taught you, just try practicing that. At least that is the fixed assignment for every day. Whatever I taught, just practice that. Whatever I teach, just go and practice it. Okay, if you're not able to do not hesitate to ask question to me. What to do, go and practice it, and if you're not able to do, call me or WhatsApp me, and please bother me and schedule a one-on-one session and clarify your doubts. Okay, so as it is an online session, obviously it will be more interactive than offline classes, because online session we can provide individual attention to everyone, and I can see the code for everyone. I can get the stuff rolling in everyone's system, which generally in offline session it is not possible to do, because offline session people will not have system and all these things. Okay, so online session it will be very useful for every one of each one of you to learn properly. Okay, so how to go ahead. So the more you learn, the more you find things. So that's what every day, whatever I will teach you, just go ahead and practice that. There is no shortcut to learn test automation. We have to go step by step process. We have to build the base, then we have to start it. But there is no shortcut true. But if you are being guided in a proper way, at the end of the session, you will find yourself in the other side of the show. Okay, so learning by yourself is very difficult. Yeah, that's I know. So that is why I am here. So we both will learn together, and I will help you out to learn each and every step. Okay, so eventually we'll go small goal we'll take and learn it and go ahead. Then ultimately you will see yourself landing in moon. So instead focus on learning as much as you can and have small and realistic goals. So let's say you will be thinking, I learn this, that, all this framework and everything, and I will do a big stuff. So do not think big, just start from small. Okay, first we'll focus is to learn Java. Okay, so first focus is that small things. We'll finish that up, then we'll go to next. Okay, lots of practice you do in your leisure time. So what you will get inside this course that I was talking about, so you will learn Selenium completely. Okay, complete Java. You will learn about Selenium WebDriver completely. You will learn about test ng tool, which is it is one kind of framework. Okay, test ng framework. So there are some build tools. Do not worry about these terminologies like mm, TestNG, build tools, CI tools. So I will talk in detail about all these things. Okay, so we'll learn about Maven. See also Ant build tool. We'll see Jenkins, which is a CI tool. We'll also learn about CIT, continuous integration testing. We'll see SVN, which is used to maintain the repository. We'll also learn the HTML reporting. These are the basic things that you go to any automation testing class anywhere. Okay, you will learn these things without doubt. But what you will get extra here, so you will extra learn Cucumber, you will learn a BDD, you will learn framework architecturing, how to design a framework, how to architect it, We'll slowly architect step by step of the framework. You will understand that. We'll join everything. We'll also create a learn about data-driven architecture, which is today's date is widely used across industry, and we'll create a frameworks from scratch. Okay, we'll create a framework from scratch, and we'll design, architect, and build it. Okay, we'll also use page object model and a lot of things we'll learn about. Okay, so okay, next class we'll start that. Next, let me just go through the syllabus for Selenium. So as I told you, we'll start with Java. I will forward you this syllabus with this recording. So Java will start, we'll learn about class, we'll learn about Jerry, what is jar, path, we'll see access specifier, we'll see keyword in Java's, constructor, interface, inheritance. We'll learn each and everything in Java which we need, Java basics to code. Okay, so we learn that, then we'll start slowly array, string, programming on string, then we'll start go into Selenium, and there we'll learn slowly integration of Selenium. What is Selenium? We'll do that in Eclipse. We'll put Java into it. There are using Firefox, Gecko driver, old Selenium, new Selenium, using Chrome browser, IE browser. We learn about a lot of things, XPath, dropdowns, auto IT, how to upload files, down. Lot of things are there, guys. Okay. So module 3 have some handling, calendar, alert, multiple windows handling, capturing everything. Okay, screenshots, creating reports, Maven, integrating with Maven, handling a lot of stuff. Okay, form file, page object model, page factory, test ng advanced, like listener and stuff. So now framework building, parameterization in Cucumber, data driven testing examples, framework design, Jenkins, SVN, and will end in SVN. Okay, so also BDD part of it. So somewhere I left that. Okay, BDD is not in this. So in this syllabus only BDD is not mentioned, but which you will learn. Okay, so uh, Cucumber BDD. Yeah. So we'll learn all these things. I will send that syllabus to your respective mail IDs. So that is all for today's session for the intro. Thanks a lot for joining. See you next time. Bye bye. So